Thank everybody who was involved in the assumption of office process from the time it was set up a month to the election until when the inauguration of the governor and the deputy happened, and up until today when you are formally handing over the official report of the Assumption of Office Committee. I know there is a lot of time and effort that has gone into producing those reports. I know it was not easy for you. I know you were dealing with a situation of incomplete recording where you are going back and forth to clarify things. And I know you were doing this at a time when the county was literally dry. No finances, no money, no nothing, even to organize the function. So I don't take what you did and the effort you put in for granted. I appreciate it, and we thank you. Yours was to put together the report. And I know the committee was not necessarily the one, or members of the committee were not necessarily the ones originating the data in the report. The data is owned by the departments and entities, county entities that gave you those reports. So yours was to put it together, to tabulate it, to highlight it to us. We have now formally received those reports. We will go through them. We will have discussions with all the originators of that data, especially those that will remain in government, because some of the political appointees that are on contract may well exit government. But there's many of you who've worked with government here at both levels. The fact that you have exited government doesn't mean that whatever reports that relate to you, you're not answerable for them, right? Because every pending bill recorded in there was approved by someone in government, right? I am assuming it was supported by some budgeting process. To the extent that we have huge pending bills and we have no commensurate money in our accounts, and there is no budgets relating to the same. These are questions that we will have to ask before we can pay those pending bills. And this is why we said one of the first things we want to do is to audit all pending bills. Just some preliminary analysis. Health is showing there that they have a development of 1.1 billion, a balance of development pending bills of 1.1 billion. Development are not consumables that you consume. They are structures and investments in hospital and health facilities and equipment that last, that whose use or usage lasts more than one financial year. So we want to know which hospitals those are, which dispensaries they are, where are they, how much do they cost. All that will be done through that audit. And before we make decisions on the settlement of the same. But I think we also have lessons to learn from what we'll read in those reports. To the extent that today our county, as seeing here probably, with that figure of so close to 6 billion shillings. It's probably the second or the third largest in terms of pending bills inherited amongst the 47 counties. We are not number 3 in terms of revenue generated. We are not number 3 in terms of equitable share. So these are lessons for us to manage our public finances in a more prudent manner going forward. It's a lesson for us to look at our control environment, to see what works, what doesn't work, and fix what doesn't work and ensure that we don't end up with that kind of situation. So I don't want to belabor it. I've talked about this many times before. I just want to thank the team as we receive the report. And there are a lot of good recommendations, even on administrative matters. Some things we're already taking up. I've seen you want us to complete the county assembly structure. We're giving ourselves a maximum of 6 months to complete the county assembly building so that our assembly can carry out its legislative role in an enabling environment. There are a lot of other good recommendations. You have talked about the dilapidated structure that serves us as a stadium that we use also for all these important functions. It is the intention of my government, once we have settled the basics, once these drought matters are behind us, and once we are in full gear of development, to provide a better stadium for sports and public functions in this town. So all these are recommendations we take with an open mind. A lot of the things you are recommending in there are things that were also in our manifesto as a government when we went on the campaign trail to promise our people hope. They are part of our agenda of restoring hope, and we receive those with open mind. We welcome them. We will do our very best to implement. Kwa hayo mengi, mimi tena nasema asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki. Thank you very much and God bless.